Hey guys, hi. Once again, welcome back to the session. This is your master teacher Harsh Priyam, and I am in front of all of you with a new chapter that is applications of trigonometry. So, people, how are you all doing? All good, all great? Chalo. So, now today's session is about applications of trigonometry, but I have to tell you something more. Today, a little more information is there, and that information is precisely that most of the students were actually asking me that, sir, will we be able to complete our syllabus on time or not? And that was a really genuine concern because it is. Right now we are in December already, and I am talking about applications of trigonometry, which is probably ninth or 10th chapter. So it simply gives me like 8 or 9 chapter, sorry. So it simply tells me that okay, this is a high time, and that is why we have taken a decision that instead of doing this standard and basic mathematics, which is obviously going to consume double time, we should do just mathematics, because either way mathematics is the same. In standard and basic mathematics, only difference would be that in basic the level of the questions will be a little lesser, and in standard mathematics the level of question would be the same what you have in your books and textbook, like R.S. Agarwal, R.D. Sharma, like that. So if I teach you according to standard mathematics or just mathematics, both standard and basic would be covered, and hence you will be happy. Okay, so that is what we thought, and hence from this chapter onwards we are not going to have standard and basic mathematics sessions separately. Rather, we are going to have just mathematics. So applications of trigonometry, first session, second session, and then moving on to the next chapter. So we will have more number of sessions in a week, and hence your syllabus will be covered a little more faster. Okay, so I hope that would really help you, isn't it? Chalo, so with this, let's start our today's session without wasting any much further time. Here we go, people. So the basic things for all of you, like important terms. So the most important term, only two important term in this topic you have to remember is angle of elevation and angle of depression. That's only the thing. That's the only thing. Moving ahead, line of sight. I'm pretty sure you might be knowing about this. That what is line of sight? Here is the object. Here is the observer. This is elevation. So that is why this angle is called as angle of elevation. And when the observer looks down on some object, so this is depression, and that is why this is called as angle of depression. This is again the horizontal. So always remember, angle of elevation and angle of depression is always calculated with respect to horizontal. It's always calculated with respect to horizontal. Moving ahead, here's the first question, guys. First question says, a vertical tower stands on a horizontal plane and is surmounted by a vertical flagstaff of height 6 meter. Means there is a tower. So this is your tower, and on this tower someone has hosted a flag, like flagstaff. Okay, so this is 6 meter. At a point on the plane, the angle of elevation of the bottom of the flagstaff is 30 degree and the top of the flagstaff is 60 degree. Means on this ground someone is standing here and he is looking at the bottom of the flagstaff, and then he is looking at the top of the flagstaff. So the angle made by that person is 30 degree for the bottom and 60 degree for the top. This is the angle of elevation. So now the question asks, find the height of the tower. Like if this is 6 meters and height of the tower, if I assume h meters, so we have to find the value of h. Base is not given, so let us assume the base to be b. So this much thing is given for all of us. Now we have to find. So first of all, I guess this is not so tough. We will be using tan 30. So if I'm using tan 30, I don't think I need to tell you in which triangle, because 30 degree is here in the smaller angle, smaller triangle. So we'll be talking about this smaller triangle. If tan 30, then opposite side is this. So the perpendicular will be the opposite side, like perpendicular is h and base is b. Tan 30. I hope you all know what is tan 30. Tan 30 is nothing but 1 by root 3. Do a cross multiplication, sending this to this side, this to this side. Hence we get b equals to root 3h. This is our first value, like first equation you can say. Now in the same fashion you have to apply for tan 60 as well. Tan 60, the bigger angle. So if this is the bigger angle, the height which we will take is the bigger height, that is h plus 6. That is the height what we are going to take. So let me write about tan 60. So I am writing tan 60, which is perpendicular upon base, that is tan 60. So perpendicular is h plus 6, base is b. Tan 60 is equals to what? That is root 3. Yeah. Base b. Just now we have seen that base is equals to root 3h. And height is h plus 6. So I will put the value of base, which is root 3h here. Let me put the value. So I'll write h plus 6 upon root 3h is equals to root 3. So now what I'll do a cross multiplication. This goes to this side. So we have got h plus 6 is equals to root 3 into root 3. I don't think I need to tell you, that is 3h. Solving this, you will get h is equals to 3 meter. By the way, I have never seen a building 3 meter high and having a flagstaff 6 meter high. Like, this is completely new. But anyways, jokes apart, we have got that. Okay. So people, we have got a building of 3 meters high, 3 meters height, and a flagstaff here is already here 6 meters. I hope you all understood that. Chalo, if you all understood, let's move on. Here we go to the next. So the next question is this one. This next question says, a vertical tower stands on a horizontal plane and is surmounted by a vertical flagstaff of height h meter. H, like only h given, we will assume meters. At a point on the plane, the angle of elevation of the bottom and the top of the flagstaff are alpha and beta respectively. Prove that the height of the tower is h tan alpha upon tan beta minus tan alpha. Now I hope you are understanding that it is exactly the same question, isn't it? But why I have still taken this question? Because I want to show you that examiner will do this. They will give you the exactly same question what you have practiced here in the session, like, or what I would have given you as a practice. But look at this value, like h tan alpha upon tan beta minus tan alpha. How big, bulky and monstrous it looks. And that is what the examination does. They give you the same question which you would have solved somewhere, but in such a twisted format that many a times you get frightened. So people, here you'll have to understand it's the same question. Although here the marks will be a little more. So if I take the previous question of 2 marks, this will surely be a 3 marker, but it's not a tough question, believe me. Let me make the diagram again the same way. This is the tower. On this tower, you are again having a flagstaff. This flagstaff height is not given. Prove that the height of the tower is, so h, vertical flagstaff of height h. This time it's given h. Earlier it was given 6. We have to find this height, so let me just call it P, perpendicular. And on the same ground level, we have an observer here. So this observer is observing the bottom of the flagstaff with alpha angle, and elevation of the bottom and top is alpha and beta. So this is beta angle. Exactly same thing you will apply. Let's assume this as base. So I'll first of all apply tan alpha. Now you know tan alpha is perpendicular by base, so perpendicular upon base. From here you got base is equal, P is equals to B tan alpha. Correct? Correct. Fine. Let's move on. Next one. So if I talk about next one, I have next one as tan beta. Tan beta again perpendicular by base, but this time perpendicular is h plus p. H plus p divided by base is again b. Correct? Correct. So I will put the value of like this b, I'll send this to this side. So we will have b tan beta equals to h plus p, equals to h plus p. Now what we have to find? We have to prove that the height of the tower means what? P. We have to find the value of p. So if I have to find the value of p from here, let me write it in the next page. This is the first equation, p equals to b tan alpha. So if I write p equals to b tan alpha, are you able to understand that from here I can even write b equals to p upon tan alpha? You might be thinking why, but I'll tell you. I can write it like this. Let me write it. Now the second equation which I had got, b tan beta equals to h plus p. So I will write b tan beta equals to h plus p. Now here in this place I'll write, I would like to put the value of b. Here I would like to put the value of b, which is p upon tan alpha. So p upon tan alpha into tan beta is equals to h plus p. So now what has to be done? We have to find the value of p, correct? Okay. So let's send this p to this side. Simple p. I'll just put it here. So we'll subtract. So let me write it down in the next page. We have got tan beta by tan alpha into P, and this is minus P, and this is equals to H. See here, we have got tan beta by tan alpha into P, and this P coming to this side, so that is minus P. Here we have H. So that's the same thing which I have written, PP. Now I'll take this P common. What is remaining? Tan beta by tan alpha minus 1. So if I take the LCM, this tan alpha will go here. See, I'm just solving. After this, I'm just solving. There is nothing to make you understand. So if you are not understanding anything, this means you need to write it down on the paper, and you need to do this blah 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 addition and calculation, subtraction, all this on your own. Just do it once, you will understand it. Okay, chalo. So this is tan beta upon tan alpha and minus 1, sorry, minus 1. So okay, let me do it in the next step only. So this is minus 1. I have taken P common, tan beta by tan alpha minus 1. Now let's take the LCM. So this is tan beta minus tan alpha upon tan alpha. I hope you got it. Into this is P, and this is equals to H. So needless to say, this tan alpha will go to this side. Yeah. So we will have, sorry, okay. So let me just write it down here only. So if I write, see here, let me write it down here. So P is equals to, this tan alpha will go here, so that will make it H tan alpha, and divided by, we have tan beta minus tan alpha. Tan beta minus tan alpha, and that's what we had to prove. See here, H tan alpha upon tan beta minus tan alpha, the same answer, and we got it. Balle balle, eureka. Cool, got it. See, this is how these questions are solved. It's not tough, not at all. It's not tough, but you'll have to solve it. If it is in the format of values given, then it becomes a little more easier. But if it is in the form of unknown quantities like alpha, beta, H, P, like that, then it becomes a little tough, but not so tough. Cool. So moving on to the next. Here's the next, but it's not over yet. Wait a second. So this is an information for all of you. The information is that all those people who are liking the session, first of all, hit the like button, because this like button is going to help you a lot. How? All the videos related with this chapter which I have made in the past, which is relevant to you, or which is going, which has been liked a lot by the students, all those videos will come in your suggestion feed from YouTube itself. So if you like this video, all the videos which I have made on applications of trigonometry and which actually helped the students in previous years, all those videos will come in your suggestions. So just hit the like button. Now more above this, those people who want some more services like doubt support, like test support, like assignments, so all those students who are looking for these additional features, these all additional features are available on Vedantu Pro subscription. It can't be available on YouTube. I guess you understand that, because this platform does not allow that, but it is surely available in Vedantu Pro subscription. How you can enroll in this Vedantu Pro subscription? So the link for that is given in the description box and even in the pinned comment. You will be able to find a link like vdnt.in/ytpro. This will be written in the comment section also. Just click on this link, go to the page, check all the details, whatever you find there, just check whether it is suiting your criteria, matching your requirement or not. If it does, then move ahead, click the option to proceed to pay. But before clicking on that option proceed to pay, you can utilize a coupon code HPE Pro. HPE Pro. This coupon code will allow you an extra discount of 15%. Okay, so that is going to be helpful. Now moving ahead, people, here's the next question. This next question says an aeroplane is flying h meters above the ground. At a particular instant, the angle of elevation of the plane from the eyes of the boy sitting on the ground is 60 degrees. After some times, the angle of elevation changed to 30 degrees. Find the distance covered by the plane during the time, assuming it traveled in a straight line. So question says that here you have a plane. Okay. Now on this plane, some boy is looking at this plane from a point here in the ground. So if the boy is here and this is the ground, the angle of elevation which the boy is making is 60 degrees. Now after some time, the plane moved ahead. So if the plane moved ahead and plane reached at this point, so still the boy is looking at the plane, again the boy looked at the plane. So this time the angle of elevation which the plane is making is 30 degrees. Now the question says that we have to assume that plane is maintaining the same height. Plane has not moved up or down. It's just moving horizontally. So question says that if this is the situation, if this is 60 degree in the first case, then 30 degree in the second case, and this plane is moving at a height of h meters, which you have to take that it is given. So question is asking then tell us that in how much time, find the distance. What is the distance covered from here to here? So if I name this point as A and B, question is asking the length of AB. Fine. So chalo, let's start solving this. I don't think it will be very tough. One thing which you will have to apply, let me just take this. This will be your base, and if I assume this is your x, let me assume this is your x. So you have to find AB, and I'm pretty sure from the figure you are able to figure it out that AB is nothing but x minus b. Correct? X minus b. So if I find x and if I find b, I will be able to subtract both of them. Correct? Okay. So let me just find it out. People, please pay attention. Tan 60. I hope you are understanding what is tan 60. Tan 60 is perpendicular by base. So in this triangle, the smaller triangle, perpendicular and base. So that is h by b. Tan 60 itself is equals to root 3. So from here, send this root 3 to this side, b to this side. What do you get? You get b equals to h upon root 3. Have it in your hand. Put it in your pocket. Okay. Next, tan 30. See here. Tan 30 you all know this is 30 degree. So for this the perpendicular height will be this. Again h, but this time base will become this x. This x will become the base. So I am writing perpendicular upon base. Base is this time x. Equals to tan 30 is nothing but 1 upon root 3. Fine, 1 upon root 3. Now let's do a cross multiplication. So if you do a cross multiplication, x will come here, root 3 will go here. So x is equals to root 3h. Root 3h. Root 3 into h. We have got x, we have got b. And that's what we wanted. Because once we get x and b, you know it is x minus b. That's it. So AB distance which you wanted to find, AB is nothing but root 3h minus h upon root 3. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's the simple answer. Like, you don't need to even solve it further. If you want, surely you can, but you don't need it. Okay, let me just show you the solution. It's the same thing. See here, root 3h minus h by root 3. This is what we got. Root 3h minus h by root 3. The same thing. That is what you have to do. Okay. If you want to solve it further, you can solve it. If you don't want it, you can leave it. Cool. Chalo. Let's move on. If you all understood, here we go to the next question. Here's the next. It says the lower window of a house is at a height of 2 meters above the ground, and its upper window is 4 meters vertically above the lower window. Okay. At certain instant angles of elevation of a balloon from these windows are observed to be 60 degree and 30 degree respectively. Find the height of the balloon above the ground. Okay. So question is saying what? That you have a ground first of all. First of all, you have a ground here. Now on this ground there is a building. Okay. In this building, this is Sharma ji ki khidki and this is Verma ji ki khidki. So from Sharma ji, Ayush Sharma. So here there is a balloon. Okay. And you know here AKR sir's girlfriend is she is here. That okay, she is trying to find out Abhishek sir. So now somehow Rudraksh got the information. Oh, AKR sir's girlfriend is traveling in the balloon. I should look at her. Okay, so this is ye is bande ne. He looked at AKR sir's girlfriend. Now somehow Kanika also got this information. Oh wow, AKR sir's girlfriend is traveling in the balloon. So she also wanted to watch her. Like, who is she? So she also watched from here. Okay. Now in both the situations, they are making some angle of elevation. So what is that angle of elevation? So if you draw the triangle, one triangle will be like this and another triangle will be like this. Okay. Fine. So this is Kanika. Kanika is making an angle of 30 degree because obviously this is a small angle. And Rudraksh is making an angle of 60 degree. So this is a larger angle. So this is 60 degree. Now Rudraksh is at a height of 2 meters and Kanika is at a height 4 meter above Rudraksh. So this is 4 and this is 2. That is how it is going to be there. Okay. Find the height of the balloon above the ground. Now we have to find this entire height. Now one thing I know that this is 2 and this is 4. So precisely what we have to find is only this height. Because if we get h, we'll do h plus 4 plus 2. That's what we are going to get in the answer. Cool. So it's time to find the height of the AKR sir's girlfriend. Let's do that. So here she is. Now what we are going to do? We are going to assume, means we are going to solve it. Very simple. We are like intelligent kids, and no matter how high AKR sir's girlfriend is, we will surely find her. So okay, so let's do that. So here let us assume this is base B. So this will also become base B. Yeah. Okay. So let's apply Pythagoras, not Pythagoras, let's apply trigonometry. So people, please pay attention. Again, tan 30, first of all, I am applying tan 30. So you know tan 30 is again perpendicular by base, so h upon b. Tan 30 you all know it's 1 by root 3. So do a cross multiplication, cut. So you get b equals to root 3h. Let this be b equals to root 3h. Okay. Now again, let's apply trigonometry in Rudraksh's triangle also. So this is tan 60. Now if this is tan 60, this is perpendicular. Perpendicular is h plus 4. Perpendicular is h plus 4 upon base. Base is b. This time again base is b. This time we know tan 60 is nothing but root 3. Tan 60 is what? Root 3. So you will do again cross multiplication. So this cross multiplication gives you h plus 4 is equals to root 3b. You know b value we have already found, so I'll put it here. Yeah, so this is root 3h. So you will write h plus 4 is equals to root 3 into root 3h. That makes it 3h. So that makes it 3h. 3h equals to h plus 4. Then I think you would be able to understand h is equals to 2. So she is not flying so high that we can't get her. Matlab not we can't get her for Abhishek KR sir. So Abhishek KR sir will get her girl. And this is 2 meter. We have found her height 2 meters above Kanika's window. And this is 4 and this is 2. So 4 plus 2 plus 2. Final answer is 8 meters, that the balloon is at a height of 8 meters. And hence we found Abhishek sir's girlfriend. Wow. Just inform him like, sir आपकी वाली मिल गई. हमने आखिरकार इस बलून से खोज ही लिया कि वो कहाँ उड़ के जा रही थी. तो हम उसे कहीं नहीं जाने देंगे. We won't let her go anywhere. She is going to be yours. Yeah? Okay, fine. Let's move on. Here's the next question. So next question says two poles of equal heights are standing opposite to each other on either side of the road, which is 80 meter wide. Okay. So there is a road. This is 80 meter wide. Okay. Let me just make a little more wider. Otherwise it will not look 80 meters. I should make at least 8 centimeters. So this is 80 meters. Now this is pole 1. Okay. And this is pole 2. Now from a point P between them on the road, okay, the angle of elevation of the top of one pole is 60 degree and the angle of depression from the top of another pole is 30 degree. Okay, fine. So what it means that there is a point P somewhere here. I don't know, it can be anywhere. From here, if you look at see, the heights of the poles are equal. So if I assume this as h, this is also h. So from this point P, if someone looks at the top of first pole, this is angle of elevation is 60 degree. Now the question says that if someone is looking from this pole to this point, then angle of depression is 30 degree. If this is 30, then surely this is also 30. Simple logic. Okay. If this is the logic, then you can find it using trigonometry. By the way, you can even find it using similarity. I'll tell you how, but not now. Let me tell it later on. But here we go. Let me just find out this thing. So people, first of all, if I assume this portion to be B, this much, and this entire is 80, I guess you know that this entire road is 80 meters wide. So this remaining would be 80 minus B. I hope you are understanding 80 minus B. From here to here. Correct? Correct. So this is 80 minus B. Now what I'll do, this is tan 60, which is perpendicular upon base, h by b. Yeah. So tan 60, you all know it's root 3. So if you do a cross multiplication, send this to this side and this to this side, very easily you will get b equals to h upon root 3. Correct? Correct. And we have to find what? Find the height of each pole. So we have to find h. So we got b equals to h by root 3. Again, I'll apply trigonometry in this triangle as well. So I'll write tan 30 equals to perpendicular, which is h. Base this time is 80 minus b. Cool. And tan 30 we all know it is 1 by root 3. So I'll send this to this side, this to this side. So hence we get root 3h equals to 80 minus b. Do we have the value of b? I would say yeah, we have the value h by root 3. So I'll put that value. This is root 3h equals to 80 minus b. In place of b, I'll write h by root 3. Now what do you have to do? You have to do calculation. Send this h by root 3 to this side. Do the calculation, blah, blah, blah. So if you will do blah, 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 you will get 2h upon root 3 equals to 80. And hence if you will solve this, you will get h equals to, if I am not wrong, 40 root 3. Now, from here, how did I reach to this point? That is complete calculation. You'll have to do it on your own. I did it by direct method, like shortcut method. You have to do that. You have to send that to that side, then take the LCM root 3h minus h. The root 3h plus h, very sorry. That will be plus h, very sorry. That will become 4h. So if it is 4h, this will become 20 root 3. Very sorry, people. This will become 20 root 3. Let me just show you the solution, then only you will believe me. So this is 20 root 3. See here, h is equals to 20 root 3. Cool. H is equals to 20 root 3. And we got the answer. Yo, bale. So distance of pole CD from point P, like if you have to find the distance also, that is also easy. Not a big deal. You can find the base also. Okay. Chalo. So people, I guess you all understood that. And if you understood, here's the next question. A boy standing on a horizontal plane finds a bird flying at a distance of 100 meters from him at an angle of elevation of 30 degrees. Okay. A girl standing on the roof of a 20-meter high building finds the angle of elevation of the same bird to be 45 degrees. Okay. So question says that there is a horizontal plane and there is a boy. He has got nothing, like your AKR sir. So he can't look at a girl, so he is looking at a bird. Like जीवन में अब बस चिड़िया ही बची है और कुछ नहीं, कोई बात नहीं, it's fine. So this is at height h. Now, so angle of elevation made by this flying at a distance of 100 meters from him at an elevation of 30 degrees. Okay, the boy standing on a horizontal plane finds a bird flying at a distance of 100 meters from him. So this is the distance 100 meters. By the way, I do not know how did he get the distance, but he got it somehow at an angle of elevation of 30 degrees. So this is 30 degree, people. A girl standing on the roof of a 20-meter high building finds the angle of elevation of the same bird to be 45 degrees. The boy and the girl are on the opposite side of the bird, people. Now here is the bird. So girl is at 20 meter, but she is on the opposite side. Like लड़की और लड़कों के रास्ते अलग अलग होते हैं, ऐसे टाइप से. ये I'm damn sure now that this is surely AKR sir. इनके साइड कोई लड़की खड़ी भी नहीं होती है. Like girl is on the opposite side. So anyways, so this is the girl. She is watching the bird. Now this angle which she is making is 45 degree, and she is at a height of 20 meters. So if this is 20, surely I think you can understand that this is also 20 without any doubt. So if I assume only this height to be h, let me just wait a second. Let me just erase it. So I hope you understood that we have to find only this h height, because we have to find the distance of the bird from the girl. Okay, sorry, we have to find this. We don't have to find h, we have to find this. Okay, we'll find it, no issues. Now people, so what we need to do, question says that okay, so we have to find something. Let us assume what we have to find something. So first of all, I'm pretty sure you would be able to find that if this is 100, you can find this perpendicular height, like height of the bird from the ground. So let's do that. How we are going to do that? So very simple that I'll apply trigonometry in this tan 30 smaller triangle. So if I apply tan 30, that is perpendicular, which is h plus 20 upon base. Wait a second, I should not use tan 30 because I don't need base. Rather, here I should use sine 30. Now you might ask why. People, if I use sine 30, I need to find perpendicular and hypotenuse is given to me. So I'll have to use that hypotenuse. So I should not use tan, rather I should use sine. Okay, so I'm going to use here sine 30 h by h plus 20, which is perpendicular, upon hypotenuse, which is 100, Sine 30, we all know it's 1 by 2. So if you calculate it, do a cancellation, this is 50 going to this side. So you will get very easily h equals to 30. Once you get this h key value 30, now you can apply tan 45 up. No, sorry, not tan, very sorry, because you don't have to find the base. Sorry, that is completely imbibed in my brain. Tan. So again, what you have to use? You have to use sine, because you have the height and you need the hypotenuse, isn't it? So I will use sine 45 here, and that will give me perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So let's name it AB. So h upon AB. Sine 45, we all know it's 1 by root 2. So doing the cross multiplication, cut, we get AB equals to root 2h. Now this is equals to root 2, h is already, we know it's 50. So answer is 50 root 2. And that's it. That's the simple answer. Believe me. Let me show you. See here. Cut. Wait a second. They got 30 root 2. Really? Are they kidding me? Okay, wait a second. Wait a second. Okay, I did it wrong, man. This is 30, so how can I put it 50? Sorry. Sometimes I go out of my mind. So this is not 50, this is 30. So since this is 30, so 30 root 2. Very sorry. Okay, so if this is 30 root 2, we got the answer, people. Like this is 30, we got this answer 30, and then moving ahead, we got that this is 30 root 2. Okay, I hope you all got it. Cool. Chalo, moving on. Here's the next question. A straight highway leads to the foot of a tower. The man standing on the top of the tower observes a car at an angle of depression of 30 degree. Okay, so there is a building top, and this building is straight on a road only. So a car is coming towards the building, and the angle of depression is 30 degrees. So although depression will be made like this, but eventually this 30 is going to be equal to this 30, which is approaching the foot of the tower with a uniform speed. 6 seconds later, 6 seconds baad, the angle of depression of the car is found to be 60 degree. So this means 6 seconds later the car has reached a little more closer. Now the angle of elevation depression is 60 degree. This means that this angle is going to be 60 degree. Cool. Now this much distance from point A to point B, the car has reached in 6 seconds. So question is asking, find the time taken by the car to reach the foot of the tower. So if this much distance has been covered in 6 seconds, so in how much time will the remaining distance be covered? This much distance. That's what the question is asking. So if I assume this to be h, if I assume this to be b, if I assume this to be x, let me solve it. Okay, so here we go, people. First of all, I'll apply tan 60. So that is tan 60, that is perpendicular by base h by b, that is equals to root 3. So needless to say, h is equals to root 3b. Okay, fine. Yeah, we got it. Now moving ahead, I will apply tan 30. So let me just apply that also. So if I apply tan 30, again that is perpendicular upon base. What is base? Base is x plus b this time, and tan 30 we all know it's 1 upon root 3. Doing a cross multiplication, this to this side, this to this side, hence we get root 3h is equals to x plus b. Okay, x plus b. Now do we have the value of h? Yes, we do have the value of h, that is root 3b. If I put this value here, root 3 into root 3b, that will give me 3b equals to x plus b. So if you solve it further, you get 2b equals to x or b equals to x by 2. Now people, you got b equals to x by 2. Like this simply means that whatever is the distance of x, like if x is 100 meters, b is going to be 50 meters. Now you just tell me from a common sense point that if a car is taking 6 seconds to cover x meters, then car will take how much time to cover x by 2 meters? Like half of that distance. How much time it will take? Common sense. 3 seconds, undoubtedly. with a common sense. Yeah, and that is what it's going to take. That is common sense. You can either do it by unitary method, like simple thing here, x meters in 6 seconds, so x by 2 meters in 6 by 2 seconds, that is 3 seconds, and hence you get the right answer. See here, 3 seconds. They have also done it by the unitary method only, so it is going to take 3 seconds for the remaining distance. Okay, fine, you all understood that? Chalo, if you all understood, that's great, and that was all for this session. Those people who like the video, just hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Share this video with your friends also, so that they can also watch it. Those people who want to join Vedantu, you can actually look out for a comment in which you would be given a link, which is vdnt.in/ytpro. This is given in the description box as well. Just click on this link. You'll be able to see the session details, course details, and the prices. Before clicking on that proceed to pay, use this coupon code HPEPRO. This will give you a discount like, so if the course is of 1 month, which is 2700 rupees, you'll get this course in only 2159 rupees. If the course is of 3 months, which is close to 7000 rupees, you'll get this course in only 5599, like 5600 rupees. So this coupon code will allow you these discounts. Okay people, isn't that great? Chalo, if it is great, let's move on. Here we go for the final thing, and that was all for this session. It was really a nice session with you all. I loved and enjoyed it. So with this, it's time to say goodbye. See you all guys in the next session. Till then, bye bye people, take care and good night. Bye bye.